Namaste, Vanakkam, Swaghatham everyone, and welcoming you all to yet another day of our series this year, Navaratri 2021, celebrating Ammaji, the Divine Mother. So before we get started, we'll be invoking Lakshmi Devi through her respective Gayatri Mantra and the Guru Parampara through the Guru Gayatri. So please join along with me. Oh. Varalakshmi cha vidmahe Vishnupatni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayate Om. Om Tatparampariyaya vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya dhimahi Tanno Guruhu prachodayate Om. Om Yoga Maharishi Dr. Swami Gitananda Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Once again, wholeheartedly welcoming all of you. I'm very happy to see you all in the right place at the right time and with all of us here. So let's get started with this evening, as we always start with our favorite theme for our dear Ammaji.
Om Jai 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 Ammaji ke Aragara
Ammaji, Ammaji, beloved Ammaji, 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 most loving Ammaji. We all love you, Ammaji, we love you, Ammaji. We all love you, Ammaji, we love you, Ammaji. Bestest, bestest Ammaji, bestest, bestest Ammaji. Loving divine Ammaji, divine loving Ammaji, most loving Ammaji, most divine Ammaji. Ammaji, Ammaji, beloved Ammaji, 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 most loving Ammaji, most divine Ammaji, most loving Ammaji, most divine Ammaji, most loving Ammaji.
Jai Jai Ammaji ke Aragara.
After our lovely theme, which is the best way to start with the evening, I invite Dr. Sir to give us a short welcome note before we go into the next part of this evening.
Namaste, Swaghatham, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Bonjour, Buongiorno, Buonasera, Buonanotte, Huya, Mure, Kiyo Ora, Ayubovan, Ayushman Bhava. Thank you for logging in for yet another evening, celebrating our most beloved Ammaji, our most divine Ammaji, the epitome of that divine femininity. And today, we have a wonderful opportunity to listen to three dynamic Shaktis of yoga. My dear Anandhi of Cyprus, my dear Deepika of Wales, and my dear Meena of our own Puducherry. But before we listen to these three dynamic Shaktis give the heartfelt expositions on Ammaji, we are going to witness our young stars, those dynamic young Shaktis of Yogaanjali Natyalayam, invoke the spirit of Sri Lakshmi Devi herself. Let's all make this evening a wonderful evening. Namaste, Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you, Dr. Sir, for that. And yes, you're right. And I know you all have guessed it. And even if you haven't guessed it, you've seen it through the poster, that we are going to have a lovely dance dedicated to Lakshmi Devi. And it's one of our favorite songs at Yogaanjali, and a common song that we all vote for when it comes to Goddess Lakshmi, TRISHAKTIS. So I invite you all to watch the young stars of YOGNAT who are learning dance online at present, online mode, and few of them come even in person. But now all of them are learning through the online mode with Devsenamas. And yes, we are going to have the senior dance students of Yogaanjali Natyalayam. And in order of their appearance, Kruthika, Niyati, Srishashini, Avni, Vidhya, and Hera. So I've mentioned the order that they'll be coming on screen and you'll also see them. So welcoming you all, and let's watch this delightful presentation by all of them. Put together by our dear Vidhya from UK. So wasn't that a lovely group of dancers? And I tell you, we had to put in a lot of effort because they all have just been learning. They've been starting to learn. But I tell you that their grasping power is amazing. And we just spent about 2, 3 classes, and they're going to do another dance also for Goddess Saraswati. So it's amazing that they're able to cope up. And few of them are also in the music class and in the yoga class. So it's nice when they can try and keep up all the multiple activities and join us in every possible YOGNAT and ICYER event. Now over to Dr. Sir before we invite our three wonderful speakers for tonight.
I would just like to congratulate all those young ladies, those dynamic young Shaktis, because Navaratri is a time where the young Shaktis are worshipped as incarnations of Devi herself. And what a beautiful way to worship them through the music and the dance. And it was just so wonderful to see them all. What beautiful innocence manifesting, and through that innocence, the divinity manifesting. So congratulations to Team YOGNAT, who has put that all together. And I'm looking forward to listening to Anandhi, Deepika, and Meena share the experiences with Ammaji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sir. And yes, we are going to move into the next part of this evening. Thanks to Dev Sinamis for the lovely choreography. And thank you, Vidhya from UK, for putting the video together, because the whole editing was done by her. And she also was part of the dance. So thank you, everyone. And we are moving into the next part of the evening. We have three wonderful, beautiful, dynamic ladies here. And we wouldn't want to celebrate and spend our evening in any other way. So welcoming Yogacharini Deepika, Yogacharini Anandhi, and Yogathilakam Dr. Meena. So over to you, and we are looking forward with our ears open, eyes open.
Namaste, thank you so much. It's a real honor, opportunity to be here. I have to try to speak now and hold myself together because Ammaji is just so special for me. She's like my light, my center, my everything that I can feel happy about. She's there for me. So I just had a few things to share. And then we came up with a few little question stimulating things about Ammaji that we want to share with you all together. So I feel very blessed to have spent a lot of personal time with Ammaji. Firstly, after my first 6-month course, second time round, 6 months, when Ammaji spent some extra time with me, kind of guiding me on what to expect if you marry a sadhu, and how to manage this kind of, living in a deep Indian cultural way. And she really kind of counseled me a lot, and that was very amazing. And I definitely needed it. So I was very honoured that she spent that time with me. And Ammaji was I felt always so kind to me. She had such an amazing sense of humor that I felt when she laughed, like everybody has to laugh because it's so contagious. Like she just laughed like such a big sound, and the vibration just amazing. And when she did her satsangs, it was like I felt as the years went by, like I was always like on the edge of my Vajra asana, not my seat. I was always like on the edge of my seat, listening to every word. And it's like, as the years went by, the satsangs became more and more amazing for me. Yes, I was also really grateful to be the assistant teacher in almost every course the last 5 years before the pandemic. And again, then we have the one-to-one time with Ammaji. And I have to say, most of these conversations, they're just unrepeatable. because they're like very personal, or because the teachings, they're just too mind-blowing to share, that you just can't share them openly, because it takes a long time to prepare the mind to be able to digest these hard truths of yoga that yoga will make us eventually face, then I would say. So Ammaji talked about the guru's tough love and taking the student apart to put them back together again in a happier and healthier way, which is very much the process of the course there. And I definitely went through this process. And I think because of that, I don't know if Ammaji will ever truly understand how much she personally helped me change my life for the better. And I feel Ammaji is like the true mother who cares so deeply for her children. She scolds them when they need, gives them refuge and sustenance when they need as well. And often I would arrive in these last years at the ashram very depleted, and Ammaji would just make everything how I need it. She would organize things and make sure I get enough rest and do all the practices I need for my healing. And I noticed that she treats everyone very individually according to exactly what they need. And it's just amazing how she does that. So I love Ammaji with every cell in my being. I would do anything for her. In my last stay there, which was December 2019, she was talking about wanting to go to Benares, to pilgrimage there. She said it many times. I was starting to get quite panic. But I was like, yeah, I will come with you, Ammaji. And she's like very happy with me that I said that. So that was the next plan that we had, like how to manage this. So anyway, so now I just want to do a little questions to my dear Anandhi and Meena ji, if they want to share some memories. So I wanted to know, Anandhi, what is your biggest life lesson you had from Ammaji?
Biggest life lesson. Okay. I think watching her, how she was, how she would react to the problems and how she would react to her own problems. Okay, how she react to the problems. It was amazing because she would make a story and a philosophy, a theory about everything that was happening to her or to us. So I remember one day she wasn't very well and we were talking about it. And the next day I go up to visit her and I asked her, Ammaji, how are you today? And she said, I'm better. That proves that everything comes and goes. So everything was happening to her or to us. She would make she could write a book about a philosophical theory. And I've learned to do that as well now. And whatever happens to me or to the people I teach, I just learn from life. It's like living many lifetimes in one, because every single event, every single problem, it becomes a lesson, a real lesson. And I think we will all agree that Ammaji, also Swamiji, and most probably Dr.Ananda soon, will live many lives. Like you could see their life, it was many lifetimes in one. Proof that you can do that. You can live many lifetimes in one. And finish with that. Yes.
Beautiful. Meena, you have anything to share about biggest life lesson?
Of course. The whole of Ammaji's, life, whatever we've heard about her, whatever we know from our interactions with her, the whole thing is a big life lesson for us. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone who's had a chance to interact with Ammaji. But to me personally, what happened was like the first time I attended one of her classes. It was a housewife session at Yoganjali Natyalayam, and it was a Vijayadashmi day, so it's very significant now. Now being Navaratri and Vijayadashmi coming up very soon. So it was a Vijayadashmi day, and Ammaji was there to give her, every Vijayadashmi she addresses all the students, the dance girls, the singing girls, and yoga people. So we were from the housewives class, and we were all sitting there, and Ammaji said, like, after she sent out all the other kids away, so we were all there waiting for the last bit. And she said, like, first thing she said to me personally, because I was sitting like this, and she said, chin up. So she just did this and she said, chin up. So that was the first thing she directly told me in a class, which I have taken as a lesson for life. And, later she also told me why, because the whole of your life changes, your attitude changes with this. And at that time, I was so low that this kind of changed something in me. So that was one lesson. The other one, I asked Ammaji, I requested her to meet her at the madam. So when she was there, she gave me a timing and I asked her, I'm just nothing, Amma, because I was just beginning to have the classes with her. I have not interacted much. I have not known her for a long time, but still now I'm asking you and you're giving me your time. So what is it like? How do you manage with all this? Because you have so many people to address, so many people to talk to, meet and all. And I'm just nothing, Amma. And how did you? I don't know. I have no words to express now that I'm here. I had so many things to ask you, but now I can't say anything. I'm just nothing. So what is it, Amma? What is the secret? She said, like, nothing means no thing. And the whole of our life, especially in yoga, that is what we are working to become. Nirvana, that is where we are striving to be. That is what it is. So the moment you realize you are nothing, you become something. So that was again, the quotes which I will never forget for life, maybe many lifetimes to come. So wonderful, wonderful, biggest life lesson for me that I keep, telling people, nothing means if you realize that you become something the day you realize that you are nothing. Isn't it right, Deepika?
Beautiful, yes.
You
So
tell
for
us.
me,
Yes,
yeah. For me, I think it's that concept of not judging on our past, because we have to always remember our consciousness level is always changing. And so that's why in yoga, we're not condemning, justifying or identifying. We just watch and try to become the witness. And I think that's such a valuable lesson for anyone, to not become disheartened, especially when you study yama and niyama. It's like you go look back on your life, but it's like, okay, that was then and that was my state of mind then. It doesn't matter. Like, I just move forward, like onwards and upwards. So I love that very practical advice. So another question I have is, what would be the most profound teaching that Ammaji gave you, you think? Anyone? Anandhi, unmute.
I think I did it the other way around. I should say what I said before here. So now I will answer to the first question, because the second is, this question was answered before. Profound teaching. One day so personal lesson I got from her. One day I was in the madam and I was trying to sort out everyone. I was trying to sort out everything, and she could see I was in tension. And she called me and she said, "Come here, Anandhi. I gave you the name Anandhi, not only for you, but to spread it all over around you. So make everyone feel Ananda, make everyone feel bliss, not only yourself." And that was great, because if I don't know how this happened. If I have a depressing tendency, I'm not a happy person. And then Ammaji gave me this name, because in the 6 months, I was not even a day, I felt depressed. The first 6 months I was in India, I felt Anandhi all the 6 months before even Ammaji gave me the name. She gives me the name, and then if you combine it with my Dharma number, this is it. You take, I collect, I'm an 8. I collect, and then I give. It doesn't, if I don't give, then there is no meaning. My Dharma is not, has no meaning. So I have to collect my name and my number. This is what it gives me, to collect to create and then share, to create and share, create bliss and share, create the material and share. And the moment she told me that, suddenly I realized, and I clicked. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I have to do. This is it. And it was so simple. And she said it in such a simple way, but it just suddenly I realized, this is what I have to do. Yes, I shouldn't keep anything for me. I should just spread it out. That's it. And I said it to a video, I think, that we say that Ammaji had many CDs. One of the CDs to talk nonstop. She could talk without stopping. Well, great CD, and not say boring thing, talking interesting things without any break. That one CD. And the second CD that I experienced personally is that whatever Ammaji would ask me, I would do it. She will tell me, be Anandhi, I'll be Anandhi. She will tell me, stop doing that. I immediately stop this programming in your brain. Immediately I would stop it. I don't know how. It was like whatever she would tell me, I will do it in a few days. That's it. I'm done.
I'm just looking at the time. Meena, probably we
Yeah.
should finish soon.
It's like a relay race, right? One after the other, because all of us have so much to tell that the timing is so short. Anyway, the profound teaching means one thing is like the commitment. What is the definition for commitment? I learned only through Ammaji, from Ammaji, because she lives up to that. And, you know, simple ways in which she teaches the children, all of them are so profound that could be applied to everybody's everyday life. So one thing that she said, you know, that always stays with us is sit straight, be quiet, and listen. Sit straight. What is the importance of sitting straight? She would teach, you know, it was like teaching the children, but I don't know how much the children understood in the May intensive classes, but we all definitely had a lot to listen to and lot to digest, lot to, you know, Shravana, Manana, and Nidhi Dhyasana. So each day with her, I would look forward to, and my whole diary, every year I'll have a diary like this, and it'll be filled with whatever Ammaji speaks. So many little things, but each one is a pearl on its own. So just think about this, no? Sit straight, be quiet, listen. If we are not quiet, one is we'll not be able to listen to others and our own self. So much, so profound, right? To me, I would say this is the most profound teaching that I could get through her. Something very, very simple, but very profound again. Yes, Deepika?
I'm just thinking that's, yeah, I've said enough anyway, so I'm looking at the time. Divya, if you want to take over, Dr.Ananda, it's fine.
If you want to add something, you can go ahead.
I guess,
But
like,
we didn't say any jokes. I mean,
I know. I'm like, the time has run
that's so
out.
many funny things to say, and now we will not say any joke. Time's, I don't
No,
know.
no. Don't worry about time. We want to hear some jokes. Come on, come on.
I have a huge list.
Let's have a joke.
Okay, you have a joke, Deepika?
Just a quick one, okay? So one time we had we have to give in the homework, the coursework, you know, on the 6-month course. And I wrote something, I don't even remember what it was, but at the end I wrote, Ammaji, please don't share this. This is personal, I don't want you to share this. And then at the end of the month, she always types, like, many things get printed and shared to the whole group. And then this thing that I wrote, she printed it and shared it to everyone. And I was like, oh my God. And it felt like a real, like, ego cutting, you know, and surrender to the guru moment. So that was very funny and a good lesson. And Andy.
Oh my God, I remember that. I remember it. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, but the jokes we have with Ammaji are not yogic jokes. I have to prepare you. Okay. Because seriously, she knew how to be a human so she can prove us that you can do it. You can do it even if you're not the perfect human. You can do it. So don't expect yogic jokes here. So one day, I have a huge, what we do with Ammaji, every time I was coming up as an assistant to give her a report, I was writing the jokes. So after she gave me instructions of what to teach, and I gave her my report of what happened to the ashram, she always will, then we spend some time sharing the jokes. So I had written the jokes and I said, okay, Ammaji, now the jokes. She said, okay, start the jokes. Yes. She will listen, she will laugh, laugh all the time about the jokes. So one day I told her, it was a Ekadasi day. It was when we were doing the Ekadasi. So everyone was hungry, everyone was upset, they were fighting with each other. I went upstairs, said, Ammaji, I don't know, downstairs it's hell. Everyone is shouting, everyone is crying. I don't know what to do. She said, like, keep them in order. With the regularity, repetition, and rhythm, will follow the program, and I will talk to them at the satsang. I'll talk to them to settle them down. Okay, all right, great. So satsang is coming. She was talking. After a while, she said, and I want to tell you that the practices are very intense practices, and they work immediately. And we are in an ashram, and in the ashram, everyone affects the other person, and everything, a small thing can become a huge thing. So I will ask you to let things come out freely, but don't share them. You don't need to share. Just let them come out without sharing all the time and trying to express yourself all the time, because then it's too much for everyone. It's like you want to fart and you are in a room with other people. You let it out slowly, so no one will find out. Seriously, she said, seriously, very seriously, in a calm voice, this thing. Yes. And we all understood. I think it's the best example ever. Huh? Let it out slowly without everyone find out. Yes. I'm done.
I would just like to share one incident. It was the annual day of Sadeh School. The Sadeh School is a school for the special children where Ammaji was there as the chief guest. So she was sitting up on the stage, in the center of the stage, and the kids always love to give a demonstration whenever people come there, and whenever they have audience, they love to demonstrate. And we were like demonstrating what all we do in the class, and it was like the Chatushpada Kriya that we were doing, where we mew like a cat and dog and all that. And I was also down on the floor crawling with all of them. It was like a total mess there. And somebody is like, we were doing this moo and going and hitting others, and somebody came and hit me, and then I saw Ammaji was also down on the floor with us, like crawling along with all of us. Then we never even noticed that, and she was there with all the kids and having fun that day. She's such a, can I say, childlike, child in heart, especially when she is with these children. She has very precious moments for me, which I relish and nourish so heartfully. That's something with Ammaji always.
Up to you, Vivian.
We finish.
Divya, before you go ahead, I've just been enjoying this whole exchange today, because I think the key lesson everybody who's watching this will get is that Amma never tried to put herself on a pedestal. And though we talk about her as the living Siddha, though we talk about her as the divine feminine, she never wanted to be on a pedestal. She was very clear, I am a human being with all my faults. She was very open about her faults. She never tried to hide them. And I think that is what we get through here, that she is a real human being. She manifested that realness. And I think this is an important lesson in spirituality, Because people think if you're going to be spiritual, you have to be in this unreal sort of, pious state. And, to say that, yes, I can be what I am, and yet I can manifest the totality of the spirit. That is what comes through with all of these stories. But I just thought before we go over to Vidhya to conclude today, if each of you were asked, describe Ammaji in 1 or 2 words, what would you say? This is quiz time, rapid fire round.
Love.
Love. I would say grounded and cheerful.
I would say someone saw one of her photos and said, "Oh my God, your teacher is full of prana." And I liked that, full of prana. Yes.
Thank you so much for that, because to be loving, grounded, and full of prana, and cheerful, I think those 4 words describe Ammaji in her totality. And that's what I wanted to get out of you, because all of you know Ammaji at very close quarters. And that is the essence of Ammaji. So true. Yes, Divya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sir, for bringing back the rapid fire, which is the old memory of the Global Voices, where everyone was attacked with 5-10 words, and if they were along with their companion, they were saved that they would get half of it. But when they had to face it alone, like I think Anandhi had to face it alone, that she had all 10 questions straight at her. Thank you so much for bringing that. And all 3 of you, I can't tell you how much life, how much prana, as you use the word, how much prana you have evolved and brought into this evening. And I'm sure that everyone watching it will agree, and they all are so happy that they chose to spend that half an hour with us, and with the starter of the dance and then into this discussion with all 3 of you. It was amazing. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation and coming here live and manifesting. It's really wonderful. Thank you, all 3 of you, wholeheartedly, and thank you, Dr. Sir. Well, always thanks to Swamiji and Ammaji and all the gurus and whoever are part of our parampara, that they're enabling whatever is happening at the present moment and what's going to happen. So thank you so much.
On behalf of all of us, thank you so much, Divya and Sir, because this is one opportunity where we had, to share just a few things about Ammaji, because Ammaji is so close to heart to so many people that, like just speaking about her makes her so alive, full of life. Like the whole spirit is kind of recharged whenever you think of her and you speak of her. And sharing these few thoughts about her, thank you, wonderful opportunity for us. And Divya, you're doing wonderful job, so keep doing the wonderful work. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Miss. And I am blessed to have all of you, because you all enable me and always encourage me and make sure that I'm on the right path. Thank you, everyone. And please remember, we have yet few more days in our Navaratri 2021 with different sets of people coming up also, and some more music sessions and dance sessions. So please join us on all the days at the same time, at the same place, but with different people. So let's conclude with the Shanti Mantra as we always do. Please join along with me. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om. Thank Thank you, everyone, and bye for now. Have a great day, night, wherever you are. See you all tomorrow.